Live from the Score Atlanta television studios in North Atlanta, this is Georgia High School Sports Daily, powered by IBEW Local 613.
All right, welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Georgia High School Sports Daily, powered by IBEW Local 613. Damon. Najeh Wilkins and Craig Sager with me. Sorry, this morning's been a little crazy. But anyway, big night tonight for Score Atlanta and the Corky Kell Flag Classic. 5:30. Don't forget, right here on the Peachtree Sports Network, we'll have 4 flag games. Really excited about what's going to happen at West Forsyth. We'll actually talk to one of the coaches, as we did yesterday on the show. Najeh, you got some big news?
I got some big news. Yes. So breaking, actually, it was about 30 minutes ago. Mekhi Williams-Lee of Lakeside DeKalb, he decommitted last week from NC State. He committed to Clemson Tigers. So that is official about 30 minutes ago on Twitter. Some other big news. 2 guys in Georgia are trending towards the Georgia Bulldogs, and that is Usman Cromas trending to the Bulldogs, and also Carter Lucky, Lawson Lucky's brother, who's also at Georgia right now.
Is Carter, what type of player is the brother? Is he compared? He's a defensive end.
Sir.
So the other's a tight end.
Yes, sir.
Who caught a touchdown pass in the Alabama game.
He got them back in that game.
Yeah, he did. He's a good
pretty
player.
Spectacular.
Remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but he has a brother who has some medical issues, and remember we had him wheel his son,
That's right.
his brother.
Yeah.
That was really cool out of the Norcross game at Corky Kell. I like that family a lot. It's a good family, a big football family. So thank you, Najeh, for that. And you're going to pick up our first fast break headline of the day.
Yes, sir. I'll get it started. So Antavius Richardson has officially flipped from USF to Notre Dame. He made it official yesterday, basically saying, I believe in Coach Freeman and his program. I think the team is going to be special. On3 has him rated as the highest out of any recruiting service, which includes Rivals, 247, and ESPN. He is rated as the number 12 athlete, number 36 player in Georgia, and the number 292 player nationally. He was committed to USF since June, picked up the offer from Notre Dame at the end of August, and took an unofficial visit last month, which shifted the momentum. He said this to On3, I enjoy the atmosphere and culture. That was the most amazing part about it. Richardson told Blue and Gold about his official visit. When you go places, you don't always meet people who are that nice and kind. You don't always get that atmosphere and culture. That's something Notre Dame has that separates itself from a lot of schools. The coaches, the players, and everyone were nice the whole time. They really want you to feel a part of the team. Now, so far for this year for Antavius, they're 3-2-1. He has about 400 yards passing. He's also rushed for 500 yards. So he's been doing his thing and having a good season so far for the Greenville Patriots.
All right, our second headline, Archer, senior women's basketball player Mira Whitehead committed Monday to Jacksonville State University to the basketball program. Whitehead, who of course is an Archer, is a 5'9" guard. She earned all-county and all-region honors last season, in addition to making the region's all-defensive team. She averaged 20.3 points, 9.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 2.3 blocks, 3.7 steals, and want to congratulate her. And remember, if you're watching and you know somebody wants to commit on air live, we're here for you. You can bring your family in, and we'll do it on our sports show, which is every Monday through Friday from noon to 1. Then our third headline, Emma Moody breaks Providence Christian's digs record. The volleyball team posted 2 Area 8A victories and celebrated Emmy Moody's school record for a career digs on Monday night. The Storm defeated Athens Academy and Top Barrel Arts, improving to 23-15 overall and 7-0 in area play. Moody finished the evening with 26 digs, and of course that's when a player goes down to the ground and digs out what typically is a hard shot. She surpassed the school record for career digs, which was 1,088. She's just a junior, so it's giving her plenty of time to add to her mark. In addition to Moody, Providence got stellar performance from Maddie Smith, who had 7 aces, 10 kills, 13 digs. Carolyn Rose, 3 aces, 11 kills, 3 blocks, and Sydney Cook, 40 assists. And that's pretty good, 40 assists for a couple of games. But remember, we cover it all, not just football. We cover volleyball, we cover softball, We cover all high school sports. Craig, you got the final two headlines?
Providence looks like they're going to get a top seed in the playoffs. They'll be a team to watch. All right, headline number 4. Najeh, you actually brought this up last week. We never got to cover it. This was the Wingfoot Classic cross country. It was a big national event, over 6,000 runners. And once again, Tommy Latham from Marist defended his title. I think Tommy's going to go down as the best cross country long distance runner in state history. He already was Gatorade Player of the Year for cross country, Gatorade Player for track and field. And what's interesting about him when he wins this race, when you look at the splits, he would place first in the state in the 1,600 meter for one split, and he's doing it 3 times in the 5K. He's unbelievable. So he bested the field once again, had runners from all over the country. And then the other breakout performer was from Pace Academy. That's Sahara Bernal. She won her first ever Wingfoot Classic title. So we'll be covering cross country a lot more, but watch out for Tommy. He's going to be
we need to get him on the show.
Yeah, he's going to be the front runner in the cross country season, and then track and field. He has a chance to once again win all those distance events, and he's going to North Carolina. All right, so we'll go to headline number 5. I actually wanted to bring this up because it's kind of good news within all these cancellations. So we know that chemical spill happened right in Rockdale County. Rockdale County happened to be on their fall break, so they didn't have to impact their schedule at all. That Newton game was originally scheduled against Grayson. On Friday, we saw Gwinnett, but they have since returned to school. And then all of Rockdale County was off this week, so that one went to Monday. They're going to push it back again. The GHSA accommodated it, but it almost works out well that right in their backyard that chemical spill happened, but they just happened to be on fall break. So I wanted to point that out.
All right, we've got the Georgia High School Football Daily. Our partners, of course, every morning, Todd Holcomb, Chip Say. They had a piece today on the flag games tonight, but they also had a couple of things. They're sort of rebuilding teams, and they had a pretty good piece on Woodstock. Woodstock from a 22-game losing streak to 5-1 in less than 2 years. They've really made a incredible turnaround under second-year coach Dan Devine. Of course, Dan Devine was a former coach at Notre Dame. It's not same Dan Devine. The Wolverines of Cherokee County defeated 20-point favorite Creekview. Of course, we'll have Creekview. We were hoping that Creekview would win that game, but they beat Creekview last week 28-21 to match their best start since 2000. Quote, the Creekview game was a huge moment in our current season, but also in our football history here at Woodstock. However, never beaten them in history, and this one being such a big region game. That was the Coach Devine talking about that. And Woodstock is the Georgia High School Football Daily's Team of the Week, and the award sponsored by BSN Sports and GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com will be actually presented at the school today. Of course, both BSN Sports and GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com are big partners of us. And then we've got some projected playoffs, which you can take a look at. It's real easy. What you do is you go to Georgia High School Football Daily website, and you can sign up. It's free, and you can actually get that every morning. A lot of really good information. And they also talked about adding the week to the regular season, which we really talked about yesterday. It was a cool piece today they did on our Hall of Fame athlete, Jesse Tuggle, who played at Griffin High School. A really good little bio on Jesse. That's coming up later this month on October 26th. You can buy tickets right there. There's going to be there's going to be former NFL Hall of Famers there who are in the Georgia High School Hall of Fame. We've got a great class of 30. That includes Jesse Tuggle. He was on his first team All-State player on Griffin's 11-3 Class 4A semifinal team in 1982. Started at linebacker and offensive guard. He was only 5'11" and 180 pounds. He had offers from really only Valdosta State in West Georgia, and he chose Valdosta State, and he became a 4-year starter, 3-year All-Golf South Conference player and Defensive Player of the Year for the conference in 1986. What's amazing about Jesse, guys, is the Falcons signed him as an undrafted free agent. and he easily is one of the Falcons' best linebackers they ever had.
Yeah,
Craig, I mean, you've seen him a lot.
I was super young. I still remember just like a small TV, and my dad was like, "That's the Hammer," and I was like, "Who's that?" And then I watched the replay, and he just lit this guy up. So,
real quick, what's your favorite highlight from Tuggle that you was able to see, maybe?
I don't know if there's one highlight. There was one game, I think it was against the Saints, when he had like 21 tackles.
What?
Oh yeah, his tackles,
his
tackle
he was
numbers were
amazing.
insane. It was like 140 in a season.
The cool thing that I like about Jesse is College Hall of Fame. He's in the College Hall of Fame. Okay, he got that in 2007. He also is a member of the Ring of Honor, which we did the other night at the stadium. And I've always been a big fan of Jesse Tuggle. He never had great size, but he was big and he was solid. But you're right. I mean, they called him the Hammer. And some of the hits that he made back then were just incredible. So he's going to be inducted into our Hall of Fame, which is coming up. And I think everybody's really excited about the Hall. We should have probably close to 900, 950 people there. We'd love for you to attend. It's an opportunity to meet these players. One player that'll be there is NFL Hall of Famer Champ Bailey, who was in our inaugural class. But it's neat to be able to mingle with them. We have a sort of a pre-party where we have an open bar and different things. All right, trivia real quick. Thank you for reminding me, Graham. All right, Tuesday the trivia from Tuesday, SMU's Kobe Wilson is ACC's linebacker of the week after making tackles and returning interception, 82 yards for a touchdown in the 42-16 shellacking over the team that you guys were just talking about off the air, Florida State. For which 2019 Gwinnett County team did he play for? I didn't know this. Parkview.
We didn't guess Parkview. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
You said Brookwood. You're very close.
Yeah,
because
close.
They made it with Dylan Lonergan. I think one of those seasons they made it to the semis. And they, of course, won it in, I think, 99.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually played for Eric Godfrey, of course, who's now at North Gwinnett. All right, today's trivia question. Williston, Florida coach Robbie Pruitt got his 400th victory this week. He is 9 Florida victories short of becoming the first coach nationally to win 202 states. And of course, Pruitt won 209 games here. Do you remember which team he coached?
It might be Madison County, Florida. I'm not entirely sure.
No, but do you remember which
Georgia
team he did?
I think with the
Florida, Fitzgerald.
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 Fitzgerald is correct. So if you guessed that, you are right. All right, you're watching the Georgia High School Sports Daily. We are sponsored by IBEW Local 613, and we'll be right back.
This makes my dad proud. He went through his whole career as an employee. Now I'm the employer, something he didn't achieve.
We are signatory to IBEW and do IBEW people wherever we go that we feel like they are faster and better than any of our competition.
The advantages of being a signatory contractor is you're trained employees. You have unlimited manpower. It allows me to bid on jobs that I ordinarily would not go after.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman. Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Georgia High School Sports Daily is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Electrify your career.
All right, back with the Georgia High School Football Daily. It's Wednesday midweek tonight, 5:30 start, the first of 4 games for our first Corky Kell Dave Hunter Flag Classic over at West Forsyth. You can watch right here on Peachtree TV. You can also watch on the Atlanta News First app. And you can also, it's all over the place. You can watch on Zeem, which is the CBS streaming portal. That's ZEAM. And then the National Federation High School Network. So should be a fun night. Najeh to my left will be doing the play-by-play with Chris Millman from the Arthur Blank Foundation. Of course, that foundation has put a lot of money into flag football. All right, we're going to bring up Seth Ellerby. He is our guy in Macon. He handles a lot of different things, but one of them that he handles, we're still waiting for Seth. Okay, we're waiting for Seth. All right. Trying to get Seth on camera, guys. That's a little scary. Seth just, by the way, went through back surgery, so he's hurting a little bit. Took a couple of days, a breather for us, but he is back, and we'll talk about the softball rankings. Braves didn't play well last night, guys.
They out-hit them, but yeah.
Yeah, they were tired. Yeah, San Diego's good.
Yes,
I mean, they got good pitching. I mean, if you got good pitching in the postseason, and of course, Chris Sale, not having your Triple Crown pitcher, I mean, the fact the Braves are in the playoffs are incredible considering the amount of players they lost this year.
100%. They got the bounce back big tonight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. It looked like yesterday of the 4 games, I did 3 of them. I think the other 3 games, all the road teams won.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, Royals won.
Yeah, because the Astros got beat at home by the Tigers.
Didn't see that one coming.
And the Brewers got beat by the Mets. I think the Mets, the Mets are pretty hot, with what happened in that first game of the doubleheader on Monday. And I think the other game, I'll have to think about who the other game was. But I was a little surprised that, because I'm an Astros guy. I just think in the postseason,
Really?
The Astros are really good. So we're having what? Issues with getting his camera up? Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we could go ahead and start talking about the softball rankings. Let's go on and pull them up, 6A rankings. If we get Seth, we'll get him in here and let him talk about them. We've got Buford, East Coweta, Brookwood. Seth, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, yeah, so we can't get you on camera, but we're on the 6A standings, right? Yeah, and we've got Buford, East Coweta, Brookwood, North Cobb, Grovetown, Archer, Grayson, North Paulding, Harrison, and Mill Creek. Any big changes there this week?
Not really any big changes. I'd like to talk about North Cobb. You've always asked for a sleeper, and they've lost 2. They're 22-2 on the season. 2 of the losses were to 6A, number 8, North Paulding 8-0 earlier in the season, and then they lost to Buford on the 28th of September, and they're playing North Paulding again tomorrow. So there's always Cobb County teams, always a chance that we could see them late in the championship bracket in Columbus, which we're coming up on close.
So Seth, when do the playoffs start? They start pretty soon, right?
They do. They have to fill out the region report to the GHSA by the 11th, and then the playoff brackets. It's a 2-round bracket. It begins October 16th, 17th, and that will seed the tournament bracket in Columbus, which is October 30th through the 2nd of November. So yeah, I mean we're a month away from being completely done with softball, but it's going to move fast in these next 2 weeks.
All right, let's go to 5A. Let's go to the 5A rankings. Lassiter on top of the 5A rankings. Seconder, East Paulding, Northgate, Greenbrier, who, by the way, Greenbrier will have their flag team up. They'll play the first game in our Flag Classic tonight. Effingham County, Pope, Veterans, McIntosh, and South Effingham.
Yeah, I mean, a team I like in there that aren't in the top, the top two. Lassiter and Second are just quality teams, but East Paulding, they're 21-3, and they've kind of everybody that they've lost to has been ranked except for their loss to Villarica 3-2 on August 20th, but early in the season, so they kind of rebounded, beat. Lost to Harrison, 9-0, which is another Class 6A ranked team. But they're 21-3 and cruising along. So it could be interesting to watch them over these next few weeks.
All right, let's go to 4A. Seth, you've got East Side up top, North Side Columbus, Harris County, East Forsyth, Cartersville, and then the bottom 5, Ola, Cambridge, Alatoona, and Kell, and then at number 10, you've got Wayne County.
Right, and at the top of this one, East Side could very well be number 2 or number 3, and with North Side up top. North Side's got 2 losses, East Side 17-0. But you could flip the top 5 of those around and throw them out on a table, and they would, you'd probably have a decent top 5, depending on how they landed. So, it's a quality classification. There's not another team in the class that doesn't have a loss, so I like East Side till they lose. I'll put them up top, but
hey,
North
Seth,
Side's a strong contender.
Seth,
yes, sir.
Before we go to 3A, who's the best softball overall team in the state, you think?
Buford.
Buford, as usual?
Yeah, no doubt about it, Buford. It's just, there's probably 5 teams you could put. East Coweta is a quality program. The difference between Buford and East Coweta is the county school, and Buford's the city school, and there's a little bit of difference in terms of,
what? Well,
things they can get away with.
Hold on a second. Seth, what do you...
Yeah, I'm in a hospital.
Yeah.
I could change it. Hold on.
No, don't change it. No, go, wait, go back to it. We like it.
Oh, that
was great. That was great. All right, let's go to 3A, Seth. Get out of the hospital bed.
Yeah,
Heritage, Catoosa, Southeast Bullock, West Lawrence, Cherokee Bluff, Peach County, Lafayette, Harlem, Pickens, North Hall, and LaGrange.
You've got, Heritage Catoosa. They are, quality at top. I mean, they're 22-1, and it's hard to argue against that. But Southeast Bullock also 22-1. That's just kind of very similar to a lot of the classes. The best teams when they rise to the top. I mean, it's hard to pick. Aside from I really do think Buford is in a league of its own. But that top 5 is it'll be interesting to watch over the next few weeks to see how they play out in Columbus and who's going to be pitted against who. And a lot of times, sometimes the best team will win, and sometimes the best team will lose by layout of bracket. So it'll just be interesting to see how it comes together.
All right, let's quickly go through the rest of these. Class 2A got Applin County and Hebron Christian on top.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and Pike County behind them, another quality team. Morgan County and Cook in the top 5. It seems like Hebron Christian's so good they're ranked 6th and 2nd. So I'll have to. Look, that's their B team that I messed up there. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for that. I'll fix that after
Who
the
should
show.
be in number 6? Do we know?
Yeah, I'm about to find that out. Hold on one second. That live embarrassment. What's happening?
That's all right. That's the best thing about live TV. I mean, if you got a chance to watch last night, one of the vice presidential candidates called himself a knucklehead on TV.
Well, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and agree with him if he was talking about me. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to.
We'll look at
edit
that.
those.
All right. Let's go to Class A Division 1. You got Gordon Lee, Wesleyan, Banks County, and Toombs County, and Bremen as your top 5.
Yeah, and with Gordon Lee, I mean, they've put a run together that over the last handful of years that just an impressive run. They've won, 11 total titles, and they lost in the last 3 years, but before then, from 2015 to 2020, they didn't lose a state title in Class A public. But since the shift, they haven't had success. But this could be the season where they sort of get settled into their to their new area and just and do very well. I mean, I like them a lot for later in the season.
All right, and then we're going to go down to Class A Division II, Lanier County, Irwin County. We got about 30 seconds left.
And with that, with Division II, I mean, Lanier County at 18-2, quality team. Irwin 13-3. Wheeler County and Glasscock and Emmanuel County Institute. I mean, if you care about Max Preps, they're ranked 2 there, but they're 16-8, and I mean they're just all could be there at the end of the season. I mean it's a quality top 5 just like the rest of the classes. I mean,
well, Seth, jump back in the hospital bed, put the IV back in. And
I'll make that edit for you, IJ. I was busy. They were changing my tubes out when I was writing that class, so I must have messed it up there. I'm sorry.
All right, thanks, Seth. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
and of course, Seth will be writing all the flag stories tonight. This is the Georgia High School Sports Daily, powered by IBEW Local 613.
Georgia High School Sports Daily is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today. And by Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move.
Here at the Georgia High School Sports Daily, powered by IBW Local 613. Before we go to the West Forsyth Flag coach, Najeh, answer this question for me. You had hundreds of recruits at the games. at that Bama-Georgia game. And, of course, that's a Bama host, so Georgia really can't do anything. I mean, they can text the player or whatever. Alabama winning like that.
Yep.
Okay. Georgia coming back. Give us an idea. Does that make a huge difference to these recruits?
Probably not. Now, if Alabama the game would have went on how it looked like and how it started, 28-0, and they blew them out, for sure. Probably would have made a big impact. But with Georgia climbing back into that game and showing that they can battle through adversity and still had a chance to win, probably not so much. But what it does, though, it solidifies Alabama even more. Because I guess what the biggest question was, can Alabama still be what Alabama is known for under Kalen DeBoer? So that's pretty much answered.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. It's going to be interesting to see, what happens with a lot of those recruits. And I know Rusty Mansell and Najeh will be keeping up with that. All right, we've got the West Forsyth coach? Okay, so we have the West Forsyth coach, Donna Duncan. She is with us. Hey, Coach, how you doing? There we go. We got her volume now. Well, first of all, we want to thank you guys for hosting us tonight for the first Corky Kell Dave Hunter Flag Classic. We got 4 great games, 8 great teams, including yourself. Before we get into the interview, though, Coach, tell us sort of how you got into flag football coaching.
Well, in 2019, when it was first brought to us with the Falcons, I was one of the assistant coaches. Our athletic director, Brett Phipps, was the actual head coach. And it was more of it's right after Gwinnett County had started. And he said, hey, are you interested in helping with this? And I said, sure. So we started working together. And so the first year we had that I guess what you would call a club team. And then the next year when it was actually sanctioned by GHSA, he could no longer do it since he was an athletic director. So he asked me if I wanted to still be a part of it. And I said, yes, I did. And so I stayed on as an assistant coach. And then we've had a couple of coaching changes. And so I've been the coach ever since for the past 2 years.
Coach, talk a little bit about your team. You've had some really good success there at West Forsyth. But tell us what we'll see tonight. You guys you got a tough one in McEachern.
We do.
Yeah,
we do. That is true.
We saw both of you guys in 7-on-7, both teams impressive. But talk a little bit about your team and talk a little bit about going up against McEachern tonight.
Well, we know that McEachern's going to be a tough team. They're always tough. They're fast. They've got a great quarterback. They've got a great coaching staff. So we've been watching film. We're prepared. But I think one thing that's going to help us this year, last year we struggled a little bit. We had a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator. So we were kind of bringing in some new plays and some new schemes. And I think this year the girls have had a year to really work with it. The core of our team is back. So I think we're going to be a much improved team from last year.
Coach, talk a little bit about Bryn Burkholz. I know she's a multi-sport athlete for you. She does a really great job. And then also you have a transfer over from Finland. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm going to let you do the honors. But her name is Aino. I'm going to need your help with the last name. I don't want to butcher here on TV, but she's an outstanding player. When I talked to you, you said she's very athletic. Tell the audience a little bit about her and what she brings to the table as well.
Well, we'll talk about Bryn first. Bryn is a multi-sport athlete. She is an All-American lacrosse player. She is just incredibly athletic. She joined last year kind of on a fluke. It was just kind of like she didn't know what to do. She needed a fall sport. And so we're like, hey, come out for flag. And now she loves it. It's still, it's not her #1 sport, and that's fine. But she still goes out there and she practices hard and she works hard and she gives it everything she's got. And you'll see her on both sides of the ball tonight. She'll play offense and defense. As far as Aino, truthfully, I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. Most of us just call her Aino, but she is a foreign exchange student. She's from Finland. She actually played on the national bandy team, which is kind of like hockey, except instead of using a puck, they use a ball. And so she's actually a national champion for the bandy team. She also does track. So she's been a national athlete for track too. So she kind of showed up in the summer and she was like, hey, I'm interested in playing flag. And we were like, great. Unfortunately, she doesn't know a lot about football, American football at all. So we're teaching her, but she's fast and she's athletic, and she's out there just busting it every day.
Coach, let's talk about the matchups tonight. Of course, you guys will play the nightcap probably sometime around 8:30 against McEachern. But you got Greenbrier opening it against Alatoona. We got Loganville against BT. North Oconee against Lithia Springs. Coach, I don't think we could get 8 better teams together on one field. I mean, it's just a super lineup.
It really is. I mean, we're very excited with the teams that, agreed to come and play. Especially for most of us, this is our first game of the season. So to start your first game out against a state champion or a state runner-up, I mean, it's a pretty big deal. So we're really excited.
Coach, talk about playing on television. Score Atlanta. We've been doing television high school football games for quite a while. Of course, Georgia Public Broadcasting has been doing it for a while. They do the state championships, and they will do the flag state championships. But Coach, is that exciting for your ladies to be on television?
Yes, it's very exciting. One of their first questions last night when we were reminding them is they're like, what about eye black? Can we wear eye black? And we're like, you're going to be on TV. So if you're going to wear eye black, we're going to be very, careful about how much we wear and where it's placed and stuff. We want to look respectful and we want to look good on TV. And I don't know if they understand quite the impact that this is going to have, not only on our community and our school, but also on the flag football sport as a whole. We're going to be able, people from all over the state are going to be able to watch our teams play, and I'm hoping that it's really going to bring a lot of fans, letting people see, hey, this is really a big thing now. This is not just, they're not just playing flag football. This is an actual sport. And I'm hoping it'll do a lot to recruit some of our younger players in our feeder programs to come up and play.
And Coach Najeh Wilkins, who's sitting in my left, will be doing the play-by-play, but we'll have Chris Millman. Chris Millman has been extremely involved. He actually runs the foundation, not the entire AMB Foundation, but he runs the sports part of it. And Arthur's been so huge in really getting this sport going.
Yes, and like I said, I mean, when the Falcons put at the Mercedes-Benz, when they put in the flag football exhibition,
the wall,
the wall. Our girls were down there for it. They were really excited to see that we were represented on there. We were considered, I guess, the first state champions. And, for our division. And so they were, it was really exciting. And even today, kids will say, hey, I went down to a Falcons game and I happened to see so-and-so on the board, on the wall. And it's just really a neat opportunity for them.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you. West Forsyth Flag Football Coach Donna Duncan, we want to wish you the best, and we'll see you in a couple hours.
Okay, great. Thanks, you.
Coach.
Y'all have a great afternoon.
Yeah. She seems like she'd be a lot of fun to play for. All right, you're watching the Georgia High School Sports Daily on Peachtree Sports Network.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
All right, I.J. Rosenberg, Najeh Wilkins. Want to welcome our middle school expert, Alex Benson.
I like the sound of that.
Born to compete. How you doing?
I'm good. I think just as you guys are saying it probably already, we want to wish our well wishes to the state of Georgia for everything that happened. A lot of things got pushed back, but hey, look, football's back going again, and it seems that people are on the road to recovery for those that can be in, and for those that not are, we send our prayers up to them.
It's interesting because I remember when 9/11 hit, my son was playing rec ball.
Yeah.
And, the decision had to be made, do you continue playing? And they did, which I think was a good decision, with respect, of course.
With respect. Even going back to the COVID times, and I know those things were split for different reasons, but at the same time, I think it's good to get back on the field for those that can, that are mentally there and are physically there and that want to play. And go ahead and have a good time, man. Give the kids an escape.
What was fun for me was getting to see Alvin Kamara on Sunday.
Yeah.
He was banged up pretty good. I don't know that they really expected him to play. But he ended up playing well and scored that touchdown to put him ahead. It's interesting, and we'll go into middle school in a second, but, really, when the NFL, it comes, for the most part, 90% of the games seem to come down to the last drive.
It's good football.
It's a lot of parity right now, too.
Yeah,
in the sport.
That's what you want, though. That's what you want.
What did you think about the Georgia-Alabama game?
Thought it was fantastic. Obviously, we have players on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, we cheer for players. And I thought that Georgia showed some grit coming back. I thought they had the game won, but you got to give it to that young man on Alabama. Made a heck of a play. Made some people miss in open space.
Just a few.
And and got into the end zone, and he did what he was supposed to do. But they've been talking about him since he was, I can remember, he was really young, and all he's done is check all the boxes as he's gotten older.
Yeah, we're going to try to have his coach on from Alabama just to ask him questions about, when did, almost like, Alex, what you're seeing now. And, you talked about the fact that there are a lot of kids on those two teams from Georgia that went through the middle school Born to Compete that you saw in all-star games and mentored and stuff like that. But, when you watch a game like that, there's so many kids on both teams, well, obviously from Georgia, but Alabama also has quite a few kids that come from high schools in our state. But the talent is, I will say, hands down. Ohio State can say what they want.
Okay.
Texas can say what they want. I don't know if Saturday night there was a game played in a long time where there was more talent and coaching talent on the field than those two teams. Agree?
I agree. I think you see it when they get to the NFL, right? That's the big marker, right? So for us, right, when we evaluate talent, how they do in college, right? We can't say how they do in the NFL. That's going to be what's going to be. But when you look at Georgia and Alabama, those players translate to the next level. So your answer is factually based. It is what it is.
Well, and I know middle school. We'll get to them once. We'll get to the highlights in a second. But I know, what's cool about middle school is these kids watch a game like that, and they just get more excited. And it doesn't matter what type of talent they are. They can be 5-star talent, or they can be just a kid that's going to go to high school and play football, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, and nothing's wrong with a kid dreaming. Georgia's not going to be for everybody. Alabama's not going to be for everybody. But at the end of the day, college football is college football, and that's where you want to be. Here you go. Let's play ball, baby.
All right, let's go to the middle school rankings.
It's all right. We are in the highlights. I got you. Don't worry about it. Chapel Hill, number 12 ranked Chapel Hill, taking on Mason Creek. That is Niles Young. Get into the end zone, a.k.a. they call him Tank. Jace Young to Omar Terrell. Look at him. Go ahead and climb the ladder. Catch the ball. You better spin that ball too when he gets it. This is how you score a touchdown right there. You got to pick it up real quick for the ref see it, though. All right, here we go. DJ Steen. I know his family member. Look at this, a 50-yard TD run. This would make the score 14-12 as Mason Creek looks for the upset to knock off Chapel Hill. And then DJ Steen right here with a touchdown pass to Jakari Matthews. Just because he's small don't mean he can't catch the ball. Look at them 5 in the back right there. Good catch for him. And they would take the lead 18-14. As you see, there's a little bit up under 2 minutes left. Mason Creek has the ball, but it is a bad snap. Najeh, what happened? The ball goes over the head. They get the tackle. And here's my guy, let me get his name right, Brandon Going. Makes the TD run, gets to the end zone, tough touchdown run, and they would win the game 20-14.
Alex, hold on 1 second.
What you got?
Is there any way we can go back to the beginning of that play one real quick? Can we do that? All right, let's go back. I want you to tell us something.
Yes,
this
go ahead.
left, can we go back to that highlight? All right, that left guard, we'll wait and see. But that left guard looks like he's like 300. Look at that.
He's fired off. Well, big fella.
Can he play?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
He's a big, look at
They
that.
do have a good offensive line, though. They have a good offensive line.
That looks like a high school offensive line.
Yes, they believe in that. I think we got Eddie White coming up next. Let's go ahead and dive into Eddie White. Eddie White ranked number 7. Obviously, North Clayton is ranked number 1. But there's Eddie White taking on Sokoa. QB Bryce Gibbs with the quarterback run around the right side. I was talking with some of the Lovejoy High School coaches that were at the game, and they say this kid is the next coming. But look at this here. Number 17, big guy, Antrell Edwards. You know, Coach, when you can find them when they're long at that age, means they're probably going to translate if they do love football. Here we go. Gibbs to Jaden Carson. Nice touchdown, wide open. Coach called a wheel route. Good call by Coach. The Lovejoy coaches were very excited. And then I want to say, here we go, Jalen Murray. Nice run. Gets outside. He would actually end up being the player of the game. Him and another young man, Jakari, would end up being player. Jair, there we go. Yep. Jair will be player of the game. And last touchdown run with Jimmy Lee Mahomes, TD run, and they would win. We're just going to say a lot to a little. How about we just say it that way? And that is Coach Belton. He's talking about how good his team is, how good they'll be, and, of course, they are ready for the North Clayton game, which might come up at the end of the season in the championship.
Did you say we had a surprise guest on Zoom or no? Yeah, all right.
So my God. All right, for those that do not know, I will introduce you to him. That is Coach Washington right there. He is the coach of the number 1 team in the state right now, North Clayton, the 2-time defending state champions. They played in absolutely one of the greatest games we have ever had 2 years ago between Crawford Long and, of course, them, and they beat Ola in the championship. And Ola has those 2 guys at running back now, Nigel and Caden Wade. There you go. Yep. That is the team that they beat in 8th grade. Coach Washington, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Now, look here. I'm going to take some time to put my earpiece in, but I'm going to let Najeh go ahead and take the rest of this here.
Coach Washington, what has it been like building this program to where you have it currently right now? Like he's just said, winning those state championships and coming back this year with another talented team that wants to hopefully get into the B2C championship series this year as well and win a title as well.
I can win out.
We can still hear you, Coach.
Coach, we can hear you.
Okay, you repeat the question? Kind of went out on my end.
That's all right.
Yeah, so I was like, for the last couple of years, you've been building a great program. You got another good program again this year. You won 2, obviously, titles. I know you're trying to win another title this year and hopefully get invited to B2C Championship Series. So what has it been like, Coach? What's been your message to your group and as they continue to ball again?
A great question, man. We just, it's just believing in this area, in this community. That we serve in and work in is just playing for a bigger cause. And, the turnover in middle school is always a huge turnover. So I think the what's the word I want to use? I want to say the thrill of it for me and my coaching staff is just getting back out there with the new group of guys and kind of reinstilling the purpose of why we practice every day, our preparation. And as far as the program being where it is now, I think just us leaning on what we expect from our players every day in school and on the field, just playing North Clayton brand of football, and respecting the game, respecting each other, and just believing in the preparation that they put in, and also believing in themselves, and getting ready and going out here and executing. That's just been a blessing for us, really, and moving forward. Alex inviting us to the championship series the first year. It was way beyond me. You know, I'm from Selma, Alabama, so it was way beyond me as far as what to expect. We just knew we had a great group of young men at that point in time. Justin Murphy, Kelsey Adams, just two to name right now. That's climbing up that recruiting ranking. Those two guys is leaning on those two guys and the rest of our team and just carrying us. So I think, you know, for the most part, it's just been a blessing so far.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on. Congratulations with your team this year. Alex is definitely keeping us up with highlights and how you guys are doing. So we'll have you back soon, all right, Coach?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Alex, talk about Born to Compete, what we got.
There we go. Let's talk about some of the standouts at the camp. Of course, everybody knows Landon G. We talk about him every single week. Apparently, this has just become a staple right now. Landon G did well. Cooper McGrath did well. Caleb Madison from Dooley County, my old teammate actually from college, as the head coach there. Bly James, I want to make sure those names that we're calling, guys, welcome to the All-American game. How about that? And then I'm going to let you call these names here since you're right there. Chance Davis, I'll start you with that.
Yes, sir, at linebacker. You got Rodney Walker, another pretty good linebacker. London Lee at DB. What's that? Demarion Parrott at DB as well. AJ Coates, another DB, and then Daryl McFadden. There is a name I want to ask you really quick.
Go ahead.
He was in our Georgia Elite Classic. Trucker Jordan. What steps is he taking forward this year that you've seen?
Trucker Jordan just reclassed. Trucker Jordan's in the 7th grade again. Good for him. I agree with it 100%.
Okay.
He just made our All-Star game as well. Fantastic. I just talked to his dad this morning. I told him I was going to be on the show. I said, IJ's really excited. And here we go. Congratulations to him.
Congrats. We appreciate it, Alex. Tell us how, Born to Compete, great website, how we get it.
Thank you. Hey, borntocompete.com and Born to Compete on all your social media stuff. And me and IJ will be throwing a barbecue together, so please make sure you come and check us out.
All right. Hey, by the way, I saw some kid reclassified, but they reclassified up. There was a big recruit yesterday that reclassified up.
I think I've seen that too.
Find out who that is. All right, this is the Georgia High School Sports Daily on the Peachtree Sports Network. We'll be right back and wrap up Wednesday's show. All right. Thanks, Alex.
No Diddy.
All right, welcome back to the Georgia High School Sports Daily, brought to you or powered by IBEW 613. By the way, if you want flag scores, Seth Ellerby does a great job. They are on our main scoreboard. So you can go to scoreatl.com. Right up at the top, go to high school scoreboard, and then change the sport. The sport actually sits on regular football all week, but you can go to anything. You can look up flag girls, you can go to softball, you can go to volleyball. We've got all the scores for you, so that's a great place. Tonight, guys, 5:30, Najeh, you'll be calling the game. We got 5:30, the opener, and the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Flag Classic. The schedule starts with Greenbrier and Allatoona. Greenbrier was a 2023 state champion going up against a 2023 runner-up. So that, I mean, we get out of the box pretty hard there.
Yeah, we do. I mean, two really good teams real quick. Kenzie Horton's going to be one to watch for Greenbrier. She's an exceptional player. For Allatoona, it's going to be Anna Varner and Lila Paradiso. She's a junior. She's going to be finally taking the spot this year. So be some interesting players to watch.
One quick thing on Allatoona, I think what's cool about their season last year, they got beat by Pope 40-7 in the regular season and then lost 14-13 in the finals. So they made huge strides. That's a big gap that they closed.
All right, our 6:30 game, Loganville BT. Loganville was in the Final Four last year. BT was a state runner-up 2 years ago.
Yep, and then this one you want to watch out for Sophie Farmer, as he kind of mentioned, a 4-year returning starter. And then Parker Bridges, their former outstanding wide receiver, is going to be a quarterback in this one. So interesting to see how she kind of looks early and often in this one. And Bless Trinity, Hannah Daly is going to be one to watch. She had 20 touchdowns last year, so some really key players.
And Hannah Daly's the one that he was comparing to J.D. Bartram, with just the leadership she brings to the field.
And then 7:30, we got North Oconee, which is Division II, against Lithia Springs, which is Division III. North Oconee was a runner-up last year. Lithia Springs was state championship a couple years ago.
Brand new head coach now for them, Nicole Amara. She's been actually on here. Taylor Diller is going to be one to watch in this one. Free safety in corner. She's electric. And Addie Stewart for Norfolk Oconee is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
I think after watching Lithia Springs, I think they're probably going to run the ball more than other teams we have. So watch out for the option. We're going to get to see some different schemes today, but I think Lithia Springs are going to take advantage of that track speed, try to hit the option.
And then the nightcap, which will probably start around 8:30. McEachern will play West Forsyth. West Forsyth won the state championship back in 2020. McEachern, by the way, I mean, they looked really good in our 7-on-7 this year.
And they're going to look good again. Chelsea and Njoku is going to be one to watch. But one of the things that stands out, they watch film every single day together, her and the head coach. That caught my eye. They have a lot of talented players as well. West Forsyth has some really good playmakers on the other side of the field.
All right, real quickly, let's bring up how you can get tickets tonight for the games at West Forsyth. They start at 5:30. So do we have the ticket graphic, guys? All right, so the QR code's up there, and you can buy tickets that way. Real quickly, let's just go back to the schedule so everybody can see. That's the schedule. Like I said, it'll start with Greenbrier, Allatoona at 5:30. Well, that's Wednesday's edition of the Georgia High School Sports Daily. Don't forget, tonight, 5:30, we'll be back here with 4 really good flag games.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.